T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, Ibüümerang family, MK coming to you from the flight deck. Let's pull up the slides. Desi Lipova, the strategies that Black Diamond, Desi Lipova's team uses to win big. She's going to bring it. Stay connected with the WhatsApp community, iboomnation.com. Go there, fill out the information, and then Telegram, search at Ibüümerang and click join. Your December leaders' birthdays. We are fundraising for the BÜM Foundation, and we want you to go to the boomfoundation.com or your back office, and we prefer your back office, and click auto ship. Every little bit helps the children. However, there are no birthdays this coming week. Chargebacks. If you charge back, you will be terminated. However, you can go to iboomhub.com/downloads and download the multiple use credit card form. Do not give your funds to anyone for trading. Ibüümerang will not be held responsible for your loss of funds. Don't do it, folks. Not allowed. Cross-recruiting and switching teams. It's grounds for termination for both the switcher and the sponsor. This is your brick. You are a personal star achiever. 300 QV, dual team qualified, 1 left, 1 right, 10 elevate customers, 1,500 QV. That all adds up to a grand total of 1,800 PQV. You want every person on your team to accomplish and maintain this. CEO Circle, 10 elevate customers, and you can go to all events for free, but you've got to be qualified for 3 months in advance. 25 elevate customers, you can go to all virtual live events, including elevate boot camps, but you've got to be qualified for 3 months in advance, and you can go for free. Rank up. Everybody should be using Rank Up. Training call and recordings are now on iboomhub.com. And the YouTube playlist is live. That's youtube.com/iboomerang. It's right at the top, folks. Ibüümerang Rank Up presentations by your top leaders. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, grab the link and send it. However, you've got to match up the prospect with the presenter. Again, Profit Snatcher testimonials are now in Rank Up. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, click Profit Snatcher testimonials, grab the link and send it. And again, you've got to match up the prospect with the presenter. Travel and Trade Corner, we like to call her D-Lo, Doris Lopez, Travel and Trade Advisor, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Elevate Private Coaching Program, Deanna, Shamim, G-Money, they will help you get to your trading goals. Trade Buddy Lounge, live trading with the best profit coaches. Trade Buddy subscription is required, though. Send us your Profit Snatcher wins and Trade Buddy video testimonials. Send your Elevate and Trade Buddy testimonials to profitsnatchers@elevate.com for the written, Trade Buddy testimonials.com for the videos. Elevate and Trade Buddy. Profit Snatchers monthly schedule. Profit Snatchers Americas every first and third Wednesday of the month, and that's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Profit Snatchers Europe every second and fourth Thursday of the month. That's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. UK time. Trade Buddy Elevate Call Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shamim Agahi, Master Trader, will answer all your questions about Trade Buddy and help you utilize Trade Buddy to maximize your profits. This is the only call today, folks. MK coming to you from the flight deck.
Phenomenal job, sir. Thank you for the announcements. Totally appreciate you doing it that way. And that helps us keep flight school streamlined. All right.
Yes.
What else do we have? We got a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 quick things before we get to Black Diamond Desi Lipova. It is the white zone, folks. That's right. That's right. Emerald Vita wouldn't. No squirrels, except when you put no squirrels in the chat, which actually makes a squirrel. Yes. Thank you.
Vita, don't do that.
Thank you for the squirrel. How are you gonna put no squirrels in the chat? You know, I mean, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's a squirrel. All right, get off that squirrel, Tigger. Right. All right, so it's the white zone, everybody. It's the white zone. Today is the 8th, the 8th, no, 6th, 7th of the month. 7th of the month. Yeah,
It's George's birthday.
it
George
is George's
Terrazas.
birthday. George, our video guy who does those amazing videos. His work is sick and a half. And yeah, I'll tell you right now, if I could get him, you see that HB webinar from a couple of weekends ago, how sharp and crisp that was. If I could
Yeah.
get yours to come set up in my house that way for flight school, oh my God, it was so incredible.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to George. That's our boy. We love that dude. He is amazing. And it's the white zone, folks. So it's the 7th. It's the 7th of the month. We got 3 days left in the white zone. It's exposure, exposure, exposure. Let me see in the chats if you have exposed, if you have been doing presentations and exposing people to the Ibüümerang Elevate opportunity. Let me see some 8s in the chat or some fire emojis. Who's been getting the word out? Who's been getting the word out? Let me see if you've been doing that. One of the things you got to remember, folks, is that the key to one of the most important keys to success is consistency. Consistency and making sure that people know that you're out there and making sure people know that you're still there, because people will be attracted to your consistency. So in the white zone, we do massive exposure. First 10 days of the month, we organize our activity so that is when we try to see how many people we can put in front of the opportunities. We're using all of our different tricks and tools and modes of exposure. We've got presentations, we've got 3-way calls, we have one-on-ones and I-decides, and we have in-person get-togethers, whether it's one person or a group, which makes it a boom party or good party. We're doing hotel meetings in some parts of the world, conference calls, Zooms, whatever. We're getting the word out. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Diana Hardy says she's got lots of folks in the funnel. Way to go, Diana. That's what I'm talking about. She's exposing, 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 and she just got a new Trade Buddy customer yesterday. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about, because that's what happens. If you're constantly exposing, you will constantly be getting new ambassador partners, new team members, and you will constantly be getting new customers. And what will also happen is that because anything that you do over and over again, you get good at, you get better at, because of that, you will actually evolve and your systems will get better and your work will get better. I see Elliot Ward in the chat with the 8s, another one. Emerald Elliott Ward leading his team and being very, very consistent. They're exposing, doing meetings, and constantly adding new people to the team. Guess who else? Carson Mackey. I see you out there, right? Carson and I had a little chat this week by WhatsApp, but the consistency is there. And that chat caused me to look at his business, and I saw what happened in Team Mackey a couple of weeks ago, and over the last 2 weeks. Bro, keep it up. Keep your foot on the pedal. Keep your foot on the gas. That's how you do it, right? So folks, that's how you win. Some folks are wondering, why are other people winning and I'm not winning? Well, maybe because there could be a variety of reasons, but maybe one of those reasons is that you're sometime. Put that in the chats, everybody. Sometime, right? Sometime. What you don't want to be is you don't want to be sometime. You can be full-time, you can be part-time, but you can't be sometimes. Imagine a store in your neighborhood that's only open sometimes. How much business would they get? None. Why? Because you never know if they're going to be open or not, right? You're going to go to the folks who are open all the time or who are open part-time, but you know what their schedule is, and so they're dependable. But the ones that are open sometime, not going to get it, right? You can't be that person. Remember, people are going to be drawn to you. People are going to be drawn to you. Not, obviously you have to have something worthwhile for them to partner with you in, but ultimately they're going to buy you. So now is a great time to really do some self-evaluation, some self-work. Let me ask you a question. We see in the chats, how many of you have already taken a minute to design your 2025 you? I'm not talking about your business. I'm talking about you. How many of you have taken some time to say, okay, who do I want to be? Who do I need to be? What do I need to become in order for 2025 to be the year that I really would love it to be? Who's done that? Right now, what I want to challenge you to do is to really make that a full-on exercise. All right, make that a full-on exercise. You want to take some time. I did it a couple of weekends ago. Well, last weekend, I think.
Yep.
Right.
You did.
It took me about 2 hours. And here's my trick, by the way. In order to do that, you can take the slide now, Mark.
Okay.
In order to do that effectively, one of the things that you're going to want to do, and I'm not trying not to get too deep on you, is you're going to need to quiet your conscious mind. Okay, you're going to need to quiet your conscious mind so that you can take control of your subconscious mind, which is really in the driver's seat all the time. Okay, so what I did when I started is I did a 20-minute deep meditation so that I could get myself into a zone where I could be extremely self-aware, where I could really go deep on all the different things that I want to do and become, in 2025. I really designed a blueprint for my 2025, right? So for example, how many of you have a fitness goal? How many of you have a fitness goal? You want to lose weight, you want to look a certain way. Go ahead, put it in the chat. You have a fitness goal. I have one, right? How many of you have fitness goals? Right? You do. Go ahead and put it in chat. I see Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. Put in chat, David, Romero, etc. Okay. So here's the thing that I have come to learn, that you can't be a fit person. You can't have a fit body, but be capital BE, a fat person. Right. And I'm not saying that to body shame anybody, but I'm just trying to show you those things don't go together. Right. If you want to get fit, you need to become a fit person. Right. And a fit person thinks a certain way. They do certain things. They eat a certain way. They have a different view of food. They have a different view of fitness activities. And it becomes part of the fiber of their being. So in order for me to achieve my fitness goals, I have to become that person. So on my plan, right? And I'm looking at it right now and I'm trying to think, I don't think there's anything on here that is incredibly personal. So you guys want me to show it to you?
Yes.
Mark wants me to show it to you. Anybody else want to see it? Okay. A couple of people said they want to see it.
Yeah.
David Sayer says it's the eats a certain way statement that gets, right? They do, bro, right? You look at fit people and they're very selective about that. So real quick, this is not the topic of today's training, but I think this will bless you guys just to show you. I want to show you the amount of work, right? So when you see people who are winning, you're going to see why they win, right? So let me share this with you guys real quick. All right. So this is my blueprint for 2025. And I put in here all the things. After my meditation, I was able to go deep and really think about who this person is that I need to become. And some areas I need to become it, some areas I need to become more of it, right? A high value man, I have high confidence, style, I'm a good listener. That's something I'm working on. I'm getting in trouble not listening. Fit, healthy, successful, wealth, money, love, enjoyment of life. And by the way, I said I've got pictures, right? I have pictures of myself so that when I look at this, I connect it visually and mentally to me. And I have pictures of my fitness goal, right? I have to become that guy. He doesn't look like that because he eats burgers and fries all day, right? So you got to become, there's a certain mentality that you need to have. Power, influence, I'm kind, I'm a leader, I'm self-aware. Self-awareness is very important. I'm a business mogul. I have self-discipline. I'm a responsible person. I'm a valued friend. I'm a light to the world. I use something called Simple Mind. It's a mind mapping software. You don't have to use anything fancy, but I like mind mapping because it allows you to think and work in a non-linear fashion. You're not locked into thinking in straight lines. I'm an interesting guy. I'm fun. People want to be around me. I'm worthy. And I'm a learner. I'm hungry for knowledge. I learn from mistakes and failures, et cetera, this type of stuff, right? Then this took 2 hours. And then you got to look on what needs to go, right? These are all the things that tend to hold people back. Things like guilt or shame or resentment, laziness or procrastination, excuses, lies. Mr. Bugs did an incredible workshop a couple of weeks ago. I hate that more people didn't get a chance to go to this, but he said something that was really powerful. He said, when the lie is present, there's no power. And one person we lie to all the time is ourselves. We lie about how much time we think we have. We lie about why we think we can't do something, right? Like you guys see me walking now and it's cold. One of the lies I used to tell myself is, ooh, 40 degrees is too cold to be outside. No, it's not. Bundle up, right? So when the lie is present, there's no power. Unworthiness, living in the past. It was so funny. I had a really deep conversation with some guys yesterday. I was a guest on a podcast. They recorded it yesterday, and it'll come out at some time, and you guys will see it on my social media when it does come out. But we were talking about a bunch of great things, and one of the things he shared a story of Steve Harvey, right? He started out as a radio host, comedian, game show host, etc. But he had his start in network marketing. He was in Amway way back in the day. Did you know that, Mark?
No. Yeah.
Right. And he said that he had his sponsor would call him every morning at like 5:30 in the morning. And he'd pick up the phone and he'd be like, hello. And the sponsor would like, hey, Steve, it's so-and-so. I just want to let you know it's going to be an incredible day. Do great things. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And the next day, 5:30, the phone rings. It's his sponsor. Hello? Hey, Steve, it's so-and-so. Hey, man, I just want to let you know it's an incredible day today. We're going to do big things. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be amazing. Talk to you soon, man. See you later. And he did that for like 30 days in a row, Mark, right? So finally, Steve Harvey asked the guy, he's like, why do you call me like this every day? And he said, why do you call me and wake me up like this every day? And the guy said, I do this because most people don't know how to wake up in the morning. I'm gonna drop that and let that sit there for a second. Most people don't know how to wake up in the morning. Now you do it every day, but that doesn't mean you know how to do it. And so the book that I'm listening to on my walks right now is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Breaking the habit of being yourself. And one of the things it says is that because you have this habit of being you, you tend to repeat you every day. And one of the reasons why you repeat you every day is because the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is you reach back and you bring the whole past back into your present. You start thinking about all the things that you hate, your job, your boss, the argument you had yesterday, whatever. You just really just bring it all back. Hey, let me go get that. Bring it into today. And that's part of not knowing how to wake up and how to evolve into the person that you really want to be. So living in the past has got to go. Limiting beliefs, bad habits, anything that weakens you, anything that's not empowering has got to go. Negativity, anything that doesn't serve you has got to go. And repeating the same mistakes over and over again has got to go. So this is my blueprint. I want to encourage you guys, take the time.
Can you drop that audio in the chat?
No. I'm not gonna, that audio I'm not gonna share. That was special for you, bro. That was special.
Oh, no. The book.
Oh, the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find it in a second. When I'll drop it in there. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick on YouTube. Because that's where I'm listening to it at YouTube. Let me pull up my YouTube real quick and give you guys the link, the linkity link. YouTube library. Oh, history. Because I was listening to it yesterday. I should be able to find it there real quick. Man, I listen and watch a lot of videos. My goodness. Okay, here we go. Share, copy. Boom. Here you go in the chat, people. Boom. Breaking the habit of being yourself.
All right.
All right. And then somebody dropped that on Facebook. Okay. So in any event, I want to challenge you guys to work on that. Now, some of you guys, what you need to put on there is that you want you want to become a truly consistent person. One of the things that you're going to see in common, I can tell you right now, we haven't
Breaking the habit of
we haven't even started the interview with Black Diamond Desi Lipova yet. But one thing that I know that we're going to hear in common with Black Diamond Desi Lipova that we heard with Blue Diamond Jake Parton is the consistency. They are not sometimey. They have committed to a course of action. And when they first started on that course of action, they didn't get the results they wanted, but they stayed with it anyway. And so now they're getting the results. And at the same time, they're becoming, you know, how many of you guys have seen, you commented last week that you've watched Jake evolve. And how many of you have watched Desi evolve? We've watched Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson evolve because they are becoming the person that unlocks the full power and scope of the compensation plan. And once you become that, then it meets you in the future. So you guys are going to enjoy that book. By the way, I'm going to let you know it's very, very deep. Sometime I have to take a break. I have to take a day off. I'm like, I can't listen to that today. I got to digest it yesterday. So in any event, that is a little bit of unplanned sharing, but I hope that is a blessing to you guys for being the ones who joined us on Flight School today. Let's shift gears, bro. Let's talk about Trade Buddy. What's Trade Buddy been doing?
Trade Buddy PS20, week of 12, December 2nd through December 6th. Gold, 20 trades, 16 wins, 4 losses, max pips, 1,540, win rate 80%. If you would have profited from one lot traded, it would have been $15,400. Wow. GJ, 11 trades, 9 wins, 2 losses. Max pips, 1,240. Win rate, 82%. If you would have traded one profit per one lot traded, $7,700. UCAD, 6 trades, 5 wins, 0 losses. Max pips, 40 413. Mac win rate 83%. Profit per one lot traded $3,023. Total 37 trades, 30 wins. Win rate 81%. Max pips 3,193.
Man, oh man, oh man. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this. If you would have taken every one of these trades at a full lot, that would have been $26,123, right? Inclusive of the losses. Here's the crazy thing about it. I took several Trade Buddy trades this week because, as you guys know, my trading partner, Emerald, Donnie, Pips, has been on a little bit of a hiatus this month. Can't wait for him to get fully back in the swing. I asked him yesterday, I'm like, bro, when you gonna start calling trades? He's like, I know, right? He goes, I know. He goes, I'm ready. I'm just about ready. So in any event, I've been taking Trade Buddy trades this week, and I got to tell you, man, I've won every Trade Buddy trade that I took this week. Trade Buddy has been, right, Desi? Trade Buddy has been buddying his butt off this week. So I just want to tell you guys, if you have a Trade Buddy subscription, you have got to. Look, Elliot, it's been off the charts. I will only guess and surmise. Mark, get my $10 ready because I said surmise. I will only guess and surmise that those all caps from Elliot Ward mean that you made some money with Trade Buddy this week. Yes. Michelle Jacobs said, Trade Buddy is truly a friend. I love it. I love it. Maxwell Bryant says, this is crazy. Right, Maxwell? So now, by the way, hey, guys, here's what you need to do. Oh, look, Ellie said, we've been printing Benjamins. Benjamins. That's what I'm talking about. Right? Okay, so here we go, guys. What do you do with this information? What do you do with this information? Here's what you do with this information. Screenshot this. Mark this. Let them screenshot this. And you want to make a post. Okay? Now, let's just do a little bit of a quick exercise here. What do you think, what would be appropriate captions, appropriate and compliant captions for this post? What would be appropriate caption for this post? Who wants to take a stab at it in the chat there, and we'll help critique it real quick? Because, you know, flight school is we don't just tell you what to do. We make sure we show you how to do it. So what do you think would be an appropriate caption? See, everybody's scared now. I said the word compliance. Okay, that's a good one right there, Dr. Compliance. Dr. Latrice, she says, do you know about this? Right? So that's the intrigue approach. Do you know about this? Right? Okay. Here's another one. Do you have a Trade Buddy? Okay. Crystal says, ready to learn a new language. I like that. Mm-hmm. Who else? These are all good. You guys are doing well. What else could you say? Oh, you guys are stumped this morning. Mr. Romero, do you have a buddy like this? Yes, absolutely. I like that one.
What's in your stocking?
What's in your stocking? I like that. Who loves new friends? I like that, Elliot. I like it. Who's your buddy? Who's your buddy? Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I like it. So you guys are good. You guys are having fun. You guys are having fun with this. Have some fun with it. Create some intrigue. Right? That's how you do it. What can Trade Buddy do for you? Right? So this is really good. You know, I just want to say there's so much that you could do and say. Just don't promise people money. That's all. That's all. And you guys will do good. So here's the other thing I want you to do. Tag Elevate in your post.
Yes.
Right? It's at official Elevate. Right? FX Rich, I love it. Does your buddy do this for you? How about let my winter buddy help you get ready for your summer buddy? You know, play on the winter body, summer body deal. You know, something silly, have fun, right? But at the end of the day, have some fun with this. Tag, elevate. Now, here's the thing. Some of you might be worried about, well, if I tag, elevate, people might go straight there. Okay, well, can I show you one of my little tagging tricks? Anybody want to know a tagging trick? Here's a tagging trick. So if you're putting this on your Instagram story, let's say, right? You hit the A so that you can type text, and you put at official elevate. It should pop up and you could choose it, right? It's probably going to be white, right? Okay. Then you can actually touch your text and choose the color of your text. Now, one of the tools there is a medicine dropper, and it allows you to change your text to the color of something that's in the picture. What I would encourage you to do is touch the black part of this image right where it says 3,193. It's really dark there, right? So you touch it, and that's going to turn your text black. Then you hit done, and you pinch your text so small, and you drag it and you put it on that black spot over there. You won't be able to see it, but it's there. So we'll get the benefit of the tag, and you don't have to worry about anybody clicking that and going straight to elevate because they don't even see it. Does that make sense? There you go. That's one to grow on. A little tagging trip. All right. So Trade Buddy, absolutely rock. What are you laughing at, Mark?
Oh, no, I'm just clearing my throat.
All right. And by the way, it's another thing too. It's a way for you, by the way, parents, that's a way for you whose children have their own Instagram, or if you want to tag them, but you don't want to expose their Instagram handle to the world, that's another, you can do that too. So there you go. All righty. Thank you. Hey, Brendan, thank you, bro. He said, hiding the tag text is a clutch move for algorithms and for cleaning up your post. 100%, bro. Absolutely. All right. It is that time. If you thought that was good stuff, it's about to get insane, because I'm about to bring up one of my good friends, business partners, and just an all-out rock star. This is a lady who inspires me every day. She is an inspiration to me on the topic of consistency. She's one of the most consistent people on the freaking planet. Let us introduce to you none other than Black Diamond Desi Lipova.
Where are the drums? Oh my gosh, I appreciate you so much. You and I are on the same frequency, because you know, actually some of my training has a lot to do with what you were just sharing, you know, because how we do one thing is how we do everything. But I need everybody to drop lots of 8s inside the chat. Obviously, I do have guests today on this flight school with me that I'm gonna bring towards the end of my training, if that's okay with you, Mark and T. Gray.
Yeah.
And you know, I wish I had your graphic designing skills, because mine suck. You know, this morning I was putting, you know, I never do slides, but I know that there's some visual learners out there, and I was like, you know, let me just, you know, put a slide together so we can show people that actually what we do work, you know, what we do works. And you know, I'm excited. So actually what I'm gonna do is I don't know, are you guys ready? Do me a favor, okay? Today's
By the
training.
way, Desi, I gotta say this. You look amazing.
Thanks. I woke up like
Yes.
this.
Hey, Beyonce, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I woke up like, see, that's an affirmation. Somebody knows how to wake up. Somebody around here knows how to wake up.
Yes. So, you know, actually what you've done, I did as well last week. You know, I sat down but you know, I'm the old school girl. Like, I do it inside my notebook. You know, one of my best friends got me this new 2025 planner, and then I wrote out a new goal card. You know, shout out to Mr. You know, Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson. He gave us these last year. You know, I've got a few of them, and then, you know, I keep it always on my desk because I must have a reminder on what I'm going to do. Right.
Right.
You know, so this is something that works for me. And obviously I have one of the books that Mr. Bugs recommended a long time ago, Speed Wealth, which is really good. You know, this is what we're doing, network marketing. We're selling for other people and we're not even getting paid. So,
Right. Absolutely. No, that's
yeah.
good. And some people like ink on paper. Mark is an ink on paper kind of guy, right? We have this ink versus technology debate all the time. But
Right.
whatever works for you is
Exactly.
important, right? It doesn't
Right.
matter. Whatever works for you. For me, the tech approach works because I leave it up on my desktop.
Right.
So all day long, I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, right?
Yeah, but you've got a iPad and you can write on your iPad.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got more tech tips for you. Mark is baiting me, and I'm going to take the bait. So for those of you who have an iPad or any type of tablet, Mark is right? So Mark and I had this big debate, Desi. I go in Mark's office. He's got this stack of journals, right? And I'm like, Mark, why do you keep writing in these journals? Like, can you find anything? Like, search your journal, right? Like you can't. But he reminded me that Mr. Bugs taught us that when ink hits paper, that's the first physical manifestation of that thought, right? That's when that thought went from being electricity to something in the physical world, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, how can I combine this? So I found this app. My tech people out there who have tablets, here you go. It's called Good Notes. It's called Good Notes, right? It's not a free app, but it is worth the money. It's a cloud-based app, so it can, you can use the same, you can use it between your tablet, your phone, your computer, and it's all synced whenever you do it, but you can write in it, right? So I'm in meetings and I'm writing on what looks like paper, but it's this app, and it reads my writing, so it is searchable.
Yes.
So I have one up, Mark, because I have about 20 journals right in here, right? And I've been writing away, and I can search my writing. So now, boy, what you got, boy?
Yeah, you live in the present world. You know, for me, I definitely need my old school way. You know, I need my pen and paper. I can't, like this morning with this slide, like my patience is not there.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So first of all, I just want to say I get it. My wife is like that too. And she lives with me, but I cannot convert her to a tech person. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Crystal says, "Can you attach pictures?" You ready, Crystal? Yes. You can write in different colors. You can erase. You can move text around. You can write something. Say, you know what? I want to put something in that space. So you draw a loop around it, and then you just drag that text that you wrote down. You made a space to put something else there. The whole time Mr. Bugs is training at his events, I'm taking screenshots, putting it in there, and then writing notes next to the images. I freaking love it. Works for me. Might not work for you, but it works for me.
You just say your wife lives with you.
He lives with me, and she puts up with me, and she
Oh,
can't leave me. I told her, Desi, I said, listen, you can leave me anytime you want. Just tell me where we're going.
I like this. I like this. I like this. Bulgaria might be a good location for you to go and visit. Anyway.
Why? Because you want me to work for you. That's why. You're like, why are you there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you've never been to Bulgaria, so I think it's a good opportunity. You love it. You love the food. You love the people. We have a lot of fun.
I bet. You see, look at the sales pitch going right there. That's a strong pitch. Desi, you are always selling. I love
Always.
it. Always. Always. All right. So your business has been consistently a source of joy for us at corporate, right? When PDDG brought you on the scene, it was one of the best things he ever gave us as a company. He brought you to the table, and we've loved you from day one. And you have, like, you signed up and you went to war and you never stopped.
You said a key word, war.
relax, right?
Mhm.
Right? Because that's our mentality. This is
Right.
warfare, right?
Right.
It's fun warfare, but it's warfare. And there have
Right.
been plenty of days it wasn't fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You and I have navigated through all sorts of issues,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the thing about, what does it say in the Bible? The same stuff befalls all of us, whatever,
Right.
right?
Right.
But in your case, it's the things that have knocked other people out. You're like, okay, well, T, let's work through this. How do we solve this? What do we do in the short term? What's the long-term solution? And you just kept going. And I
Right.
love and admire that about you. So let's talk to the people today about what's working in your business.
100%. So I'm gonna lay it out very simple for everybody. And I hope you guys have a pen and paper, or the system that T Gray is talking about, whatever you're using, because I'm a firm believer that obviously you do have to take notes in case you forget. But today's topic is gonna be crucial because in business you're gonna have to be willing to pivot. And this is what you were talking about, T Gray, because there's been plenty of times that we as a team, not just me, but obviously starting from my presidential diamond and everybody that's within my organization, there's been plenty of times that we have pivoted. And I think this is one of the key components, when it comes down to becoming a successful business owner, because at the end of the day, Mr. Bugs did a flight school training a couple of weeks ago, and he said, you Inc., right? So it starts with you, right? When you sign your name or when you decided to get started, depending on which package you got started on, it doesn't really matter, right? But you can get started for as low as a $99, investment, and then, as high as $1,350. So when you made a decision to get started, it's on you how big you're gonna, move your business. So I'm gonna give you today a few things. Also, I am going to show you really how this business works because, I'm going to give you a slide. Well, I'm going to show you a slide and a visual of somebody that is still getting paid, almost 4 years later. And that
Wow.
individual is no longer building. She only built with me at the very beginning, then she had some personal things that she needed to take care of, and she never really came back to building, right? But
Dude,
she's,
I looked at your slides this morning. Mark sent them to me.
yeah.
I woke up and I looked at your slides and I'm like, how many disclaimers am I going to need for this? I didn't know where you were going to go with this, but I think what you just said is
Yeah.
insane. And I cannot wait for you to get to that part. I bet everybody else can't either.
Right, right. Well, before I get there, obviously, I want you guys to write a word, duplication. Okay. And you said I've been very consistent. So, I think one of the biggest things that my mom really taught me well, from an early age, obviously the first 7 years in our life are crucial. And you talked about conscious, subconscious mind. And obviously she's installed in me that, when I do start something, I must finish it. And she was very, very, very strict with me as a child. And, which really helped me in school, and obviously after that at my university. And then now it's really helping me in business, maybe not in other areas, I'm learning how to implement the same thing that I'm doing in business in, let's say, my personal life and things of that nature. But, the one thing that my mom, and I'm extremely grateful because she talked about habits. Consistency is a habit, and so it's laziness, right? So if you've practiced laziness majority of your life, then you're gonna have to force yourself to step into being consistent on a daily basis. And how do you create habits? Through repetition, right? So I am a firm believer that I am leading by example, right? So leading by example is not only the best way, but it's only, the only way. T Gray, I received this week an email from my son's school, letting us know that, oops, he's in the other room, but letting us know that he's getting a reward next week, another Christian reward, right? So he's been getting these rewards every trimester for the last 7 years, ever since he's been in the school. Now, here's the deal. I have not told my son, like, you gotta act in a certain way. You have to do this, you have to do that. I am only leading by example, right? So I am not the parent that, I am never going to read a book, or, my son will never see me do something or read a book and go and tell him, hey, it's time for you to read your book. How can I ask him to do something that I am not personally doing? Right? So I might be stepping on some parents' toes today, but I believe that every single one of us needs this simple reminder because that everything starts and ends with us. And I did see that on your slide as well, about your success plan for 2025. So what you are going to ask everybody else around you to do, you must do first, right? You gotta show them and then you gotta tell them afterwards, right? So how do you scale your business? One thing is obviously through people. So there is no business without people. There's no business. I mean, I'm drinking this coffee here, and guess what? The company that I bought the coffee from, for example, obviously there's people that work for the company, right? There won't be a product, there won't be, production, there won't be shipment department, there won't be, websites, there won't be, if there's no people. So in your business, in order for you to grow it, you need people. But the very first thing that you want to do is, being, a good student, right? Because I think that was the biggest things for me, to leave my ego outside of my business at the very beginning, because I came into, this industry thinking I knew everything about business because of my traditional business, right? But what we do here is very different. In a way, it's different, in a lot of other ways, it's very similar. But, network marketing was a different idea for me, and I didn't quite understand how it actually works. But actually, one thing that Mr. Bucks told us when we met him for the first time in Miami, he said, "You graduated in network marketing, welcome to business." I understand that statement today, but I didn't quite understand it back then, right? Because I was still a baby in this industry, right? I was only I believe 4 or 5 months in this industry. So I'm going to give you a real life example of duplication, which has something to do with what T. Gray was talking about. I mean, let's just say a lot of you right now, after Thanksgiving, you've had too much food, and then, you want to lose some weight before Christmas. And then after Christmas, we all know what happens. Everybody signs up, into the gym to achieve some type of goal, when it comes down to their physique. So you sign up into the gym and your goal is to lose, for example, 10 pounds. And you decide to hire yourself a trainer, right? And that trainer gives you a workout plan and a meal prep plan. And here's the deal. If you follow it every single day, essentially you will hit your goal target. It really depends. Again, everybody's bodies are working differently. Like, let's say, for example, Mark probably has a very fast metabolism. For me personally, my metabolism is slower than a turtle. So it picks up. But, I need to stay on track with my diet for at least 12 to 16 weeks, meaning if I get a plan, that plan will tell me exactly how much carbs, how much fats I need to eat in my body, but I know my body, right? So you have to study yourself. So I need to eat clean protein, clean carbs, fats, no junk food. Some people can do, macros. That is not the way my body works. So, but once those, let's say 12 to 16 weeks, pass, then my body starts moving. But you see, a lot of you, you're coming into this business and you're hearing about new individuals that are, creating massive success in a short period of time. And then you're seeing other people that are moving slowly. Everybody's, mind, your body in the business is basically your mind, right? So everybody's minds are working differently. Okay. So the fact that, Mark, for example, will be shredded in a week of eating, right? It may take me 16 weeks for me to start losing some weight. Okay.
I'm gonna pull it down and say that louder for the people in the back. I'm sorry.
Right?
Don't worry.
So that doesn't mean that I will stop, because if I had a goal to look in a certain way, I must continue to follow the plan, and I don't go around and ask, "Hey, Vita, what's your plan?" Because you're you're losing weight faster, right? "Hey, Brenda, what's your plan?" Because you're building muscle mass faster. No, because when you come into this business, you have a personal coach that is assigned to you, and they're working based on your goal, and they have created a plan for you that is customized to you. Is this making sense, everybody?
Mm-hmm. You dropped the wisdom bombs today.
I need to see everybody in the chat say yes or no, right? I'm gonna dig deeper.
Go deeper.
Before I go into the strategy of what you should be doing, right? We gotta work on our mind, because our mind is the muscle in the business. Okay. So if you went into the gym and, coming from a bodybuilding background, helps me really into business, it helps me a lot in business. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. Obviously, I don't know if anybody has ever competed here, but, obviously you're following a very strict plan. And towards, as you get closer to your competition, I mean, you're almost, living on thin air. You're just living without eating much, but also you're working really hard, right? You're hitting the cardio, you're hitting the weights, and then maybe depending on how your body is, maybe at the end of the week, you might be even water depleting, right? You may have few days where you're not really drinking water. Okay. So it's very, mentally tough. And you're only doing, look, like I said, for some people, it may take 4 weeks. I've seen people transform in 4 weeks. For me, usually, especially like if I've been out of shape for a long period of time, I may take 2 years, right? I do things naturally. Okay. So I don't do anything, you guys know, but if I am going to get back on stage, it may take me 2 years. Why? Because I can't expect to, to create a body, in a week or 2 or 3. I'm not that gifted. Sometimes God blesses some people more than others when it comes down to your physique, and that's okay. But guess what? I am willing to put in the work if that was my goal, as long, I mean, it doesn't matter how much time it's going to take, because I have the end goal. Remember, you have to have this in front of your eyes every single day. Why? Because you're going to have a lot of distraction. Okay? Here's the distraction. You told yourself you are going to end this year with a bang. Last week was Thanksgiving. You took a break on Thanksgiving. That's great. You went and celebrated with your family, but then you were like, maybe I should take another day off. I'm here with my family. Maybe I should take another day off. And now you're getting into the habit of being lazy. Remember what I said, if you've practiced laziness longer in your life than you've practiced confidence, I mean, not confidence, consistency. It's so easy for this, right? The T. Gray said it, the subconscious mind, because that is what's being programmed into your subconscious mind to go back into the old way of thinking, right? And then what's really difficult is to start all over again. That's what's difficult for most people. So going back to when you skip your workouts, when you eat junk food, you won't expect a miracle, right? I'm sure a lot of you go to the gym and you've seen people that never change, but you see them show up every single day, but their body physique never changes.
Yep.
Right? It's the same thing in business. You will have people that will show up to the calls every single day, but they're not implementing. Keyword is you get the plan, right? Your coach wrote you a plan, your diet. He gave you a specific food you must eat every single day. He gave you a specific exercise, which is the activity for your business. That may be your, virtual grand opening. I found a new way of saying launch. It's more attractive, right? Virtual grand opening for your business.
Virtual grand
opening. Yes. It's way more attractive than just a launch. What's a launch? Like what I noticed, T. Gray, a lot of people are saying, what's a launch? Virtual grand opening is a lot sexier.
There's a lot to that, right? Not the least of which is that is the evolution of your consistency, right? Because you've never stopped. What happens is anytime you do anything over and over again, you start to find better ways to do it.
Right.
And you've been doing these launches, and eventually, like, you know what? There's got to be a better way to even just call that, and you virtual grand opening. I love it. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. It's virtual brand opening.
Brand But you can do brand too. Brand sounds good, but brand, both sounds great.
Nice.
Because it's a grand opening, but also you're launching your brand. Anyway, going back to the
marketing guy would hear brand instead of brand.
right. That's great. I love it. I mean, going back to the workout plan. Okay. Workout plan. Your workout plan in the business is whatever your coach gave you, depending on your goal, depending on your, money goal or business goal. Okay. So your daily activities must align with that goal. In business, your daily activities, right? When you go to the gym, those daily activities are workout, making sure you're doing your cardio, or steps, whatever it is, you're getting your workout done, and also making sure that you're drinking your water and eating your food, right? So you can essentially create the results. Some of you are working harder in the gym than you're working harder on your mind, right? And at the end of the day, everything that you're creating around you is based upon your mind. And I say some of you because that's where I was, especially before I started working with Darren. He could smell from, my Instagram that I had this facade of me looking in a certain way, right? Because I was that year I was getting ready for a show, but I was so insecure. Right? So I was working on my, physique, but I wasn't really focusing on working on this. Working doesn't mean me reading this book all day long and not implementing it. It's the same way you're, reading your workout plan and you're going inside the gym and you're doing the reps, right? And you're getting your 30 minutes of cardio or an hour of cardio done. And then you're eating the food that you got to eat. Let's say 4 ounces of salmon, a cup of rice, whatever your plan is. But you're eating it and drinking your water and doing your plan to the T. Well, guess what? Business is also a science. And it's very simple. When your mentor creates a plan, which is 2 or 4, whatever your goal is, right? 2 or 4 launches a week. It may be even every single day launch, right? Depending on your goal, they create a customized plan for your goal. Why? Because maybe Vita's goal is to build muscle, but maybe, somebody else's goal is to build muscle and drop fat, right? Maybe somebody else's goal is to build mass. As far as, they're gonna be adding on weight. So you shouldn't be listening to people that are around you. You have to be very focused on the plan that your, coach, success advisor has created for you. Now, that can be, you're probably going to have to now starting to implement prospecting, following up, sharing the opportunity, plugging into the trainings. The junk food that you will have to release and drop, right? And you're going to have to be very, very, very consistent. And you're going to have to sacrifice, right? When you start a diet, you may not have a cheat meals like, Mark does every single weekend. I don't have any cheat meals for the first, 12 to 16 weeks. So guess what I eat? Dry food. So for some of you, cheat meal may be, all right, well, my friends are going out, this weekend, and you may have to say, no, I can't come out. Why? Because that will distract me from where I am going. It will slow me down because, I'm not talking about food right now. I am talking about the activity that is probably not in alignment with your goal. Okay?
Which is good.
Huh?
It's good.
If those individuals are not going where you want to go, then you shouldn't be there. It's a short-term sacrifice. If you listen to Mr. Bug's Cash Cow audio, that's exactly what he talks about. because you need to protect the mind. That is your muscle. You cannot allow it. You can't allow no junk food. Okay? Because energy is contagious, and the people that you surround yourself with, you know, may not be the best energy for you in this present moment, because you have a time frame on how fast you want to move and by when you want to hit your goal. So few key things. You got to be disciplined. You got to be focused. And I can promise you this, you do this through consistency. Like I said, for some, we'll see results immediately. For others, they will see results a month, 2, 3, a year, 2 from now. You know, I have 2 individuals here. Both are very different. And the reason why I brought them on this call today, because I am going to give you somebody that came in and created massive results, and somebody that came in and 2 years later, now she's finally creating results. Right? But same food, same system, 2 different individuals. Okay? So few key things that are helping my team, Tigray, you know, I want everybody to be on the same frequency. So when somebody gets started, I don't care how deep they're in my organization, you know, they must listen to Cash Cow. So these are the only 3 audios that I am giving them to listen on replay, right? Because, you know, I am a firm believer that you should have an earplug, and if you don't have these, right, you must invest in a good, you know, earplugs, because you want to have something in your ear all day long. All day long. Like, I have an earplug unless I am on calls. Like, I am listening to something all day long. I'm listening to something throughout the night. If I stop listening, guess what? My paradigm, you guys, like the majority of my life, I was a part of a negative environment. So, you know, 10 years since I've been doing, you know, personal development versus 26, you know, there's a lot of, you guys see it, right? And obviously in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been really, really intentional with the people that I surround myself with. But, you know, this stinking thinking still tries to sneak in at times if I am not occupied with the right information. It's easy. Okay? So what is duplication? That is the key component when it comes down to your business. It's a repeatable system that anybody on your team can follow. Anybody on your team can follow. How many of you came into this business to create residual income? And I'm going to show you that it works. Okay. I need to see some B's in the chat.
So you dropped the major bomb just now, and I want to make sure that everybody got it, right? And it's been part of your success journey, right? This is a place that you've come to over time. You didn't necessarily start with this understanding. Right. In order to create massive duplication, you have to build it around something that everybody on your team can do.
Absolutely.
And that's really one of the biggest challenges for highly talented people like ourselves, right?
I disagree. I wasn't highly talented.
No. You didn't acknowledge it, but you've always been highly talented. We've met. And so what happens is we tend to do things naturally that other people can't do because they don't have the same talent. And you've evolved to this place where you have now drilled your business down to a set of consistent activities that absolutely anyone can do. That's one of the things that you and Jake have in common, right? You had, again, same evolution, right? Having to say, okay, well, hold on, let me dial this back and make it to something that everybody can do. And now that's why he's starting to have the Elliots that are taking off by themselves and the Frasers that are taking off by themselves, because the things that he's helped them build their business around are things that everybody can do. So that's starting to happen with you as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, going back to duplication, and this is the human nature, okay? Because if you're so used to be doing things in a certain way, which is your old way, remember, key word, old. You said, I want new life. I want new results. Meaning you've never had the time freedom. You've never had the money freedom. You've never had the relationships that you wanted to have. Then your way obviously does not work. So when you come into this, everything you're learning will be new. Remember what I said in the beginning of this call. Pivoting is key when it comes to being an entrepreneur, right? The faster you pivot, the faster you're going to be able to get to your goal, okay? So the idea is not to reinvent the wheel every time, but to follow the proven strategies. Because the system that we're, using is Mr. Bugs' system, right? Something that he was able to create. I mean, unlimited millionaires. We don't even know. I know people out there based on this cash cow. They've never worked with him, but I've met them in different masterminds. But they have become millionaires. They've never even met him. Some top names of this industry that you guys have met that, I've personally met in a different, you've probably seen on social media and things of that nature. I've met them at different events, and they have utilized cash cow to build their businesses.
You know what? Hold on a second, Desi. I'm going to read to you the very first text message that I woke up to this morning.
Go ahead.
And the guy sent it. he must have woke up this morning and remembered to hit send, but he's a big earner in another network marketing company.
Okay.
Right. And, we always talk about how people take Mr. Bugs for granted because we have him here and he's available to us. But he says, I am interested in direct personal mentorship with HB, and I'm willing to pay a high price for this. Does Mr. Bugs have this available?
Right. Say that louder.
He goes, I am interested in direct personal mentorship with Mr. Bugs and am willing to pay a high price for this. I'm reading this.
Fact.
And so when you're saying that, you start people out with cash cow, they can access that on YouTube for free. There are people who earn millions in this industry that we have met, that their system is the very first thing that people who join their team, their company have to do is listen to cash cow.
Right.
And watch the Red Jacket training.
Yeah. Red Jacket training, cash cow. And then Mr. Bugs gave us Mark Yarnell, Quantum Leap audio. I believe, was it last year or 2 years ago at one of the events?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the 3 audios that my team, I told him to listen to on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
I am still listening to them 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if you're growing and evolving, you will be learning something new every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, duplication obviously will allow your business to grow exponentially, where, you joined this so you can do the work in the beginning and without having, so you can move into ownership so your business doesn't have to rely on you. Okay. On your time and energy. And when you allow the ego to distract you from that, is why you're working hard, because it's not about, how hard you work here. It's about how effectively can you teach others to work smart. It's the foundation of your business. Okay. And I want to show you a slide. Mark, do you want me to share it or you want to share it?
Yeah, I'll share it.
I want to show you a slide. I'm not going to mention her name, but you all probably know her. She's, an emerald within our company, one of my rock stars. But that only shows you that obviously when you duplicate, you can build your business deep. And, before you know it, your business starts duplicating without even having to chase people, right? Because I signed up into this business so I don't have to chase people. In my traditional business, I had to chase people. I don't want to chase people. It's not fun. It gets depressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this individual has started with us in 2021. Okay. From the very, very, very beginning. She really, really went all out with me when I was running for Diamond, and that was in August of 2021. Okay. That is really the month that she really built massively. That's when she achieved Emerald. Okay. And then after that, she had some personal, challenges. So she kind of like slowed down and she wasn't really actively building, she was in and out. Anyway, long story short, she's still in the business though. She's still collecting checks here, but she's not building. Okay. So I am showing you visually when we talk about 4 personals and you take, obviously she has way more than just 4 because, her business is making her a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah, hold on a second. I want to make sure people can see this. Mark, pinch and zoom the lower left part out bigger so people can see it. Let it take up the screen for a second. Because this is really what it's all about. And I wish we even had more people on this call, Desi, because, there are so many people that say, oh, it doesn't work. It's not working, right? This is the proof that it not only does it works phenomenally. So Mark, if you're using your, just pinch and zoom with your fingers on your trackpad and you should be able to make that bigger.
I don't have a trackpad.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me, use some, I want, so hold on, let me just pull this up real quick. Because this is what got my eyes like massively open this morning. I was like, what are we doing? All right, so hold on. Here we
Now
go.
my drawings are not as perfect as yours.
No worries, but they're effective, right? So let's go ahead and get this up.
And Tigre, I just want to like kind of like share. This is not all of the money she's made because she's transferred like money between like we do birthdays and stuff like that, so we collect money. So she's been transferring money through e-wallet, and that doesn't reflect on her.
Right.
So this is the only money that she's taken out of her e-wallet. Okay.
But that's okay though. This is really good though, right?
Yeah.
Because
She's made more.
let's just use these numbers.
Yeah.
So basically, let me just ask you a question. So she really did the bulk of her work in 2021. Is that what you said?
I would say a couple of months in 2021. Then she slowed down.
Okay. What about 2022?
No.
23?
No.
24?
No.
Okay. So basically, this is the true testimony to a plan. You've got people who will go to a company and they'll say, oh, this comp plan is so great because they make a lot of money during their heavy recruiting phase in the beginning, right? But the real test of the plan is how much money are you making months later on a residual basis? So what Desi just shared with you is that because this person is not actively building, this income that you're looking at on the screen here, and disclaimer, again, we go back to our disclaimer that, we don't make any guarantees about how much any particular individual is making, right? Or is going to make. But this particular individual, because of the business that they built, and the fact that people are using our products and services to this day, because they work and people keep using them. In 2021, right, they made almost $10,000, $9,800, right? 2022, with no effort, they made over $8,000, almost $8,400, right? 2023, with no effort, they made $6,200. And before you say, oh, wow, it's going down, so far in 2024, they have exceeded 2022. So 2024 will be the second highest earning year for this person who I have figured out who this is. And I can tell you this person has not done anything, right? I've edited that for the past few years, right? This is truth. This is the proof that our plan is phenomenal. Like Mr. Bug said on a recent call with Diamonds and Emeralds, our plan is truly the best plan in the industry. This is proof because this person is a novice. They're not a professional networker. And this is without consistency. Imagine consistency. Imagine really pressing. Imagine staying, what would this person's income look like if they even stayed with it and kept their foot on the gas? But how many of you would take a check for $8,000 for a year that you didn't really do anything? How many of you would take a check for $6,000 in a year that you didn't really do anything? How many of you would take a check for $8,000 in a year that you wouldn't do anything? Elliot, I know you're all over this. I know you have screenshotted the hell out of this. I already know, bro. I already know what you're going to do, right? And that's what the smart ones are going to do, because this is the real pitch here. A person can create, if they're willing to work intensely, even for a short period of time, they can create an income stream that will continue to pay them for years. And if a person is willing to keep working and keep driving it, obviously the numbers can be bigger. So Desi, I actually appreciate you for sharing this. And I'm going to do one thing to make sure that this is part of the deal. Let me just do this real quick. Disclaimer alert. This is an example of what somebody did. It's not a guarantee of what you will do, because, like we always say, some of you guys are going to take this information and do a lot and make a lot. I can name some names that I know are going to take this to the bank. Some of you are going to take this and do a little and make a little. And some of you are going to say, oh, that's cute. That's nice. That's amazing. I want it. And then and you're going to say, I want to be fit, but then you're going to go do fat things. And so that's not going to get you the results that you want. Back to you, Desi. Go ahead and put the slide back up, sir.
Yeah, that's
I wanted
really
to
good.
make sure nobody missed that, girl.
Absolutely. Yes. Is this helping you guys? You know, I think it's a great example, especially with the fact that we have only a few short weeks left before 2025. And, you know, now is not the time for you to slow down. Now is not the time for you to go in holiday spirit. You know, you can still do that, but use it as a you know, as a reason on why you should go even harder with your business. Because one thing that I'm going to tell you, that the ones that do chill next year, you will end up at the same place where you are right now.
Say it again.
I don't have to, because, you know, it's really simple, folks. You know, this individual went all out for those 2 months in 2021.
I missed that part. So this is really 2 months.
About 2 months, yes.
Explosive work. Now, I do remember those 2 months.
Yeah.
This person didn't play with it for 2 months. They were all in.
out. Yes.
All in.
Yeah. Yes. Right. So, and here's the deal, because I am a person of, I own my business. You know, again, this is not to say negative about other people, right? Because everybody's goals are different here. But when you work as a team, keyword, team. And when you follow the plan, and when you introduce your people to your leader and everybody, that's, you know, now they have somebody else that will take care of them. Even if something, God forbid, something happens, knock on wood, right? And at the end of the day, guess what that is going to do for you? It will pay you. It will feed your bank. You know, excuses don't feed your bank. Only drains, you know, excuses only drain your bank. T-Ray, you all right?
Yeah. I'm just flabbergasted. You're killing me today.
So
you're killing me in a very good way. I don't mean it in any negative way at all. You are dropping, like, you're really outlining the secret to success. There's not enough people hearing this, but the right people are hearing it. And I just hope that between this week and last week, we've unlocked the code for some people.
Sure. I believe so. You know, I mean, for me, it started in December of 2020. I ran all out. Obviously, we're a different company, but that's when I paved the path for my success in 2021. Because when it was time, you know, a lot of people told me no in 2020 in December. But here's the deal. Those individuals came back to me in January when it was now time for them. And guess who was the first person for them to think of? Me.
Mhm.
Why? Because they kept on seeing me win, right? They kept on seeing me win. So guess what? People want to align themselves with winners.
Mhm.
So you want to keep this simple, okay? Because simplicity will always win. You know, when it comes to this, it's very simple. You want to go 4 wide, 4 deep. You take one of those people 4 deep. And you can, you know, I wish everybody will do it. But like we said, everybody will cheat. You know, a lot of people will cheat on their plan. If you walk inside the gym, you will see a 1%ers that look fantastic, phenomenal, and everybody wishes to look like them. But at the end of the day, they're not willing to sacrifice and eat the dry chicken and eat the dry stinky fish and eat the dry rice that has no flavor. It's very, you know, your plan is very simple and boring, but in this business, you got to get really good at the boring stuff.
Mhm.
Same thing when it comes down to, you know, going inside the gym, getting in shape for Christmas. You got to keep it simple, boring, no sauces, no butter. Okay. I know you guys like butter, right? No butter. Keep it simple. Grilled, you know, steamed rice, you know, raw vegetables. It's the same thing when it comes down to your business plan. The more you add, addition can be addition can be, you know, talking to the negative people, buying into what so and so sent you, what they read on social media, what they read. That is junk food, and you have to learn and real, you know, you have to become really good at blocking it, because when you make a decision to get into shape, remember, shape, you will have a lot of distractions. Just like when you decide to get on a diet plan, how many of you have noticed this? It's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, and then your best friend has a birthday, then you got to go to this person's dinner, and then you're constantly exposed to things that
Mhm.
are distraction to the angle. But what you got to practice is discipline. And it's not going to be easy. And that's why you don't see everybody inside the gym being ripped and looking great, because it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody will do it. It's
Mhm.
not easy for you to be locked in for a year, 2 years, 3 years, as long as it takes for you to become one of the top leaders in this company.
Mhm.
Okay? You must be willing to be coachable.
So you got some people for us to meet.
Say it again.
You got some
Yes.
folks for us to meet.
Yes. I have 2 people that you know, prime example of what um coachability means. And I'm gonna, because these are 2 different individuals and their plans were completely different. Okay. I'm gonna start with Miss Ivana. Ivana, you can come on camera if you would like. Who's here from the States. She's originally from the Czech Republic, and you know, she's not my personally sponsored. She's 4 levels deep in my organization, but you know, I'm blessed to work with her. And she used to live in my area. Now she lives in where do you live, Ivana? North Carolina. And then you have Pepi, all the way from Bulgaria, who's personally sponsored by me. Pepi, you can come on camera if you can. Awesome. You
What's
ladies
up,
can.
Ivana? What's up, Pepe? How y'all doing today? Welcome to flight school.
All right, so Ivana had a issues with her internet, so hopefully we're gonna be able to. You know, I had other people this morning, somebody else that was supposed to join. Like today's day has been, you know, prime example of what adversity, you know, looks like, and you got to make it work last minute. Because Ivana's internet went out this morning, and I said, I don't care what you're gonna do. If you need to get on a flight, go into the coffee shop. And then she's like, but even the coffee shops have the same provider. And I'm like, I don't care. And then somebody got sick, and you know, anyway, but Pepe's here. And then you have Ivana Tigray, and I'll let her share her story, right? Because her story is very different than Pepe. Pepe is somebody that came from another company. You know, she was in the industry prior to that for about 8 years, but really didn't. She had some success, but not so much. Okay, and then she found me on Instagram somehow, somewhere. You know, the universe connected us, and she started last year. Oh, all right, is everybody ready to hear this? She did not speak any English, no Inglés, all right, for the Hispanic speaking people. No English. Obviously, she started building in Bulgaria. She achieved executive director in about 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, folks, Bulgaria, you know, if you make $1,000 a month, you lucky, okay? So she achieved that in 2 weeks with only Bulgarian people. So for everybody on the line that says, "Well, this is my country," people are skeptical. You're skeptical. That's why they're skeptical. Oh, people don't have money. All right. Well, you got to learn how to sell the pen. And today, Tigray, now she has people here in the States. She has people in South Africa.
Mm,
She's now building globally. Not just
mm.
that, right? But leading her own opportunity calls in English.
I love it.
Okay. So I didn't prep her for this. I just told her I need you to this call. So you know, you know, just bear with us. But I want Ivana to share her story, how she got started, why she got started, and where she's at today, because Ivana is now coming out of incubator and she's now exploding, building her business.
Thank you, Desi, for the introduction. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Tigger and Mara, for having me here. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Little sharing about me and how I started. I never really knew anything about mine or how to change your mind until I started a different program, Personal Growth. And Vasil contacted me. And when you say, you two are saying follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, it took Vasil 10 months to get me into the business. And I refused to talk to him because I did not know anything about communities or about this kind of a business. I come from Czech Republic, have been for the last 20 years in the United States, but never really explore anything outside my corporate world. And then I heard Desi, and that was basically it. And in my mind, it was whatever this woman has, I want. So I did not even join for the community. I did not know what I signed up for, but I just wanted to be among this lady because she just was very real. And the community and this everything around this Ibüümerang just came as a bonus to me. And as Desi said, I was not really building. I was in a very different world. I could not build, and I just needed to be among people who go somewhere. I pivoted. I had a big transition in my life, moved from Virginia to North Carolina completely on my own, and I just needed support. And I just went to every meeting that was in the United States. And I just love to be among these people, among Holton Bucks. My first event was around 2 years ago in Las Vegas. And I did not even want to go to the bathroom, how I was just excited about all what was said, and Mr. Bucks on the stage for over 2 hours. It was just amazing. I have never experienced this kind of atmosphere anywhere else. And fast forward, I was in Virginia about a month ago with Desi, and Donnie had his training presentation, and I signed my first friend to join the Elevate. And I don't know what happened, but I was more excited for her to join than she was excited about studying and being with us, because she really did not know what we are about. And something just shifted with me. So as all the coaches and everybody says, stays in the community, it will click. It's just clicked for me that time. And now I'm just out sharing the story. It's not about even me. It's about making this possible, what I have giving to others. So it has been over a month, and it has been just an amazing experience. I'm very grateful for Desi because she's always there for me. She would check on me the last 2 years. Because I just needed space for myself and to grow. But this community has really helped me. So I just love to share my story and this opportunity with everyone.
Ivana, I have a question for you. You know, because you came in for the community. Can you hear me? Because you're breaking in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, there's few key things, right? When Ivana came in, for everybody that's building, you want to listen to your people. Okay. She came in, she said, I don't want to build. I want to be a part of you guys' community. So she was very straightforward. And then, you know, I said, okay, just be a part of the community. But here's the deal. She attended almost every single event, meaning company events, you know, Darren's event, my event, you know, almost every single event in the last 2 years. She's on almost every single call. Okay. Every single call. These are some key components to building success in this industry. Remember, so obviously we were working on her mind. Now, you know, I'll never forget last year I had an event here and we're out, and you know, like we don't go out to prospect, we prospect while we're out. It's just our nature. And then we were by the wharf in DC, and then you know, as we were walking inside one of the hotels, and I was like, Ivana, go take this person's number. Ivana, can you tell them what you did?
No.
She said no, right? She told me no, and I was in shock. Nobody has ever told me no. But do you know what, Tigray? Then she came and she said, I'm ready to build. Obviously, the moment that I tested her, and not only that, but Ivana disappeared. And she disappeared for a few months.
Joining the witness protection program.
So
there's always an excuse, right?
Yes. So this summer, you know, because I'm obviously always checking on my people, and she texts, Ivana, what did you text me this summer?
I don't know. I text you many things. Which one
You said,
is
I'm not ignoring you. All right.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm ignoring you
no.
on purpose. Something like this.
Yeah, I know. So Desi would always check on me, and this is what I very much love on Desi. That even if I did not build and if I did not stay in touch with her, she would always check on me to see how I am doing and what is going on in my life. And I would not even respond to her calls many times. And I would text her, I know I'm ignoring you, but don't take it personally. I just had other things going on in my life that I had to deal with.
Yeah. So when she came back, all right, gotcha. When she came back, I was hesitant to put her to work, Tigray, last month.
Okay.
Because of her previous, you know, paradigm. So this is why we started slowly. So last month she sponsored 2 customers. And then she came 2 weeks ago. She came here again for the weekend. And then she's now on fire because within that week, she became a dual team. She enrolled 2 people. Here's the deal. Now Ivana goes everywhere. She goes out every single day intentionally to get people's numbers. Ivana, tell them what you told me yesterday. If you go to a restaurant, you spend, tell me what your system, your little system.
So for me, when I go out, if I actually go out and if I go to an event or if I go with friends out, I always set an intention that I want at least 5 numbers back. Because for the time, and I think it was Darren or somebody said it in one of the calls, that if I'm spending my time on being out and away from my family, let's say, I need to make that time into value. So every time I go out, I set an intention that I want at least 5 people. So I went to an event on Wednesday just to meet my community and meet people here. And I got, I think, 7 numbers. And then I immediately reached out to the speakers because I can help the community here. And this is exactly what they were working on. So I asked the universe who is there to help me. And people just come to me, which is really nice.
That's major.
Yes. Yes. So Ivana, you know, because I got to move on to Pepe. Is there anything you want to leave everybody with?
What I would maybe want to say is that people talk about vision, have a big vision, and I totally agree with this. If we have only vision, how much money we want to make per month, we really are not going to make it, because there is always little things that come into the way. But if we have a big vision that we are committed to, and this is beyond even Ibüümerang for me at least, then I don't really stop going. Is there a little bump in the road to a committed person doesn't really mean anything. So as you were saying, Tigray, make 2025 your year. Pick a big vision and just go for it. Go for it full speed.
Ivana,
So that's all for me.
And we absolutely cannot wait to celebrate you. So keep
Thank
going.
you. Yeah. Can I make one more quick comment? I made on Sunday a big decision, a big ranking. And what was interesting, you know, speaking of power of visualization, I started visualizing to be on a flight school. I thought when I reached the rank, and guess what? 4 days later, I got a text message from Desi, I will be on a flight school. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So visualize, feel that you are already what you want to be.
Ivana,
All for
it's
me.
in my book, how to break the habit of being yourself. It talks about that level of manifestation. So that's major. I'm glad you're tapping into that.
Welcome to flight school.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
First
Thank you for
practice
having me.
before the rank that you called out.
Yep.
I love it. Congrats, Ivana. I'm very, very proud of you. All right, so let's move on to Pepe. I know that we have a few more minutes, but you know, a lot of you probably have heard her name. And by the way, Mark, it's Pepe Atanasova.
Pepe
Atanasova. Atanasova.
Atanasova.
You got it. Perfect. So Pepe, tell us, obviously you started with me. Pepe's been very coachable. Okay. And for everybody here on the line that you might be rebuilding, okay? She started with one group and nobody from this group is here today, okay? Because they all quit, you know? So everybody quit, okay? And she had over 20 people in her group. He Grady shakes his head because he remembers. We dealt with some serious negative issues, just so you guys know, okay? So that was her growing pain. You know, just like every single person needs to experience in business, you know, business is not linear. So Pepe, tell us about, you know, obviously now you're building in depth. Your team is duplicating, you know, they're doing their own presentations. So tell us about what works for you and how has this been so far?
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. And it's funny because few weeks ago, I told myself that one of the reasons I want to become a diamond was to be able to speak at flight school. And I'm here today. Desi surprised me this morning. What to say? My journey was, I'm so grateful for this journey because I learned so much about myself. I realized that the first step to success is to have the right mindset. And what helps me a lot is to follow the instructions, to have only Desi and Darren in my ear. And I've cut out a lot of contacts. I don't get distracted listening to anyone else. And what I learned is to think less and to do more. Because you can achieve results if you just accept information without applying it.
Wow.
Your English is fantastic.
Yeah. Your English
Thank
is
you.
better than my English, and I've been speaking English for 56 years. So
I started this year. I think in the beginning of April.
Yep.
Wow, fantastic. But I you know, there's a major lesson there, right? And I love particularly what you said about tuning out all the other voices so that you're only listening to Black Diamond Desi and Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson. And that is a major point, because one of the reasons people fail is because they keep changing courses, right? They keep shifting courses. And the word focus, if everybody can write focus in the chat, focus means follow one course until successful. And the way you have to do this, you got to just stick with, okay, this is what they're saying. You know, a person, if we keep going back to a fitness analogy, folks, if you start this week on one particular diet, listening to one particular coach, and then next week you discover some other coach with a different nutrition plan, you say, you know what, I think I like that one better, and I'm going to do that. And then the following week you do that, you change it again, and then the week after that you find somebody else on YouTube, and you're like, you know what, I think I want to follow that person. Guess what? You're never going to achieve your goal. All the plans work. You just have to stick with the one plan, and this is why Pepe is getting results.
Go ahead.
It's true. Ask me question. I don't know what to say. Maybe what I want to share is that I started working on my consistency, not only in business, but also in other areas of my life, because how you do one thing is how you do anything. To be consistent on social media, to building relationships with people in person and online, one-on-one calls, three-way calls, inviting people to different calls depending on their goals and interests.
So I want to share something briefly, Tigray, because when she came to me, I wasn't even planning on bringing her on board, because I knew that she was already, she was still building her business, her business in her other company. And, I said, hey, if you need any help, I'm here to help you. But she was the one that, and back then, last year around this time, I was traveling a lot. So that was actually September of last year. And I was traveling a lot. So she was chasing me constantly, like messaging me, and I'll respond to her like 2-3 weeks after, And then, we got on a call, and she's like, how can I work with you? And I said, well, the only way for you to work with me is this way. Right. But I was very specific, before I onboarded her, I was very specific, and I said, hey, look, I am not going to enroll you if you are not going to do what I'm asking you to do. I just laid it out for her. I said, well, if I just sponsored you, I said, the amount of time that I'm investing in you and energy is not worth this $100 that I'm going to get paid. You know what I mean? So I was like, I need you to forget about what you've learned in your company for 8 years, because she's created success there. They just did things differently than what we do. And I said, I need you to come with a brand new mindset, because if you bring me that, old thinking, you're going to create the same results, just in a different company. And, maybe you can talk about this, Pepe, because it probably wasn't easy for you.
It was very hard in the beginning, because I was going, how is Desi helping назад?
She said that she was going backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was in this company about 8 years, and I was doing the things in certain way. And I believe that the most hardest thing is to change your mindset, to program yourself to success, and to follow the instruction. Because I told myself, okay, your way didn't work. Try Desi's way. And maybe what she told me to do is the only way to achieve my goals.
You know what? This is just, Pepe, it's so on theme, right? This is so on theme with everything that we've been talking about. In order for you to get your new success, you had to get rid of old Pepe.
Yes.
Old Pepe couldn't get what new Pepe, what Pepe wanted. So old Pepe had to become new Pepe, right? And everybody, I'm just going to share with you this. Yeah, as I'm listening to Pepe, you just made me think of this. 2024 you cannot get 2025's blessings. It can't. The same way Pepe had to change and shift from how she was doing things and learn to follow what her coach and her mentor were sharing with her. Ivana had to make some changes from what she was doing in order to get new results. Desi has evolved. I've evolved. Mark has evolved. Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson has evolved. Jake has evolved. If you want better in 2025, you're going to need to take a minute and take a look at 2024 you. Meditate first so you can quiet some of these noises, so you can empower yourself to take a clear, solid, well, maybe emotional look at yourself and say, what needs to go in order for me to be who I want to be? Pepe wants to be diamond, right? She wants
least.
At least diamond, right? In order to do that, Pepe is going to have to, there's still going to have to be another new Pepe, right? Ivana says she had some goals she wanted to hit. I think, what do you say, emerald or diamond? There's going to need to be new Ivana. And I'm going to tell you guys this, with this group that we have right here on Flight School today, we can create an insane explosion if we get to see the 2025 version of you that you intentionally planned for. That new you, that way that you that thinks, does, and be different. Desi.
Yeah. Pepe, we're running out of time, but what would you like to leave?
So you listen to Desi, and she is a fantastic leader. Yeah.
Thank you. Now y'all are making me blush. You're gonna make me cry over here. You know, this is not that type of call. Anyway, I'm extremely grateful. You know, the one thing that I've personally committed to is I'm gonna say this because I'm spiritual, but you know, this is not that type of call. If God has assigned people to me, you know, it's irresponsible for me not to do what God assigned me to do. So some of you, you're being led by, you know, something else, but not the spirit. Okay? Because your emotions need to stay outside of your business and not what you're seeing with, you know, your eyes, but you got to start living in the unseen world, okay? Because that's where everything is waiting for you. Because what I was seeing 5 years ago is not what I'm seeing today, because I never planned to be on this call, you know, 5 years ago. I only planned to do more of what I was doing, which was with my clothing brand. Okay. So you see, by making a decision to be submissive, Mr. Bucks talked about submission, be submissive to your mentor and to the process, you know, will unlock so many new opportunities and doors for you, where you will be on this flight school. You know, I pray next year this time, because I'm tired of seeing myself, you know, you be on flight school next year this time as a black diamond or presidential diamond, right? Or a diamond, whatever your goal is. And I want you to start visualizing that today, because you heard something that those two ladies said. I visualized. Both of them didn't know I was going to pick them to be on this call. Pepe, I just told her this morning. Well, morning for me, it's afternoon for her.
Right.
Ivana knew like a few days ago, right? Because I know Ivana, I have to prep her. Otherwise, she'll block me, and I can't do that right now because she's got goal. She would have
heart attack. I love it.
Right? So that take a screenshot, put your picture on this Zoom, and start manifesting it. But manifestation doesn't work if you don't do the work.
Come on. Did you just say you can't be a fit person and do fat things?
No, you can't. You know, we can't be eating pizza all day long and sitting on the couch and expect to have apps. It don't work. We're gonna have one app.
Right. Hey, Desi, we really appreciate this. And I just want to say, Ivana, thank you. And not just thank you for being on flight school. Thank you for being you and having your story and being an inspiration to people. And Pepe, same thing to you. Thank you for being you. And thank you for becoming the new you. And thank you for who you're going to be in 2025, because I really do believe we're going to be giving you your diamond shield, diamond recognition in 2025. I don't see any reasons why not for both of you. And I want to say this before, as we wrap up, Desi. One of the best edifications that you can have as a leader is when your people are having success. When you have brought people into the business and they are having success, it says everything it needs to say about you. That is your resume.
Right.
And so what I want to say at this point in time is that I want to honor Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson, because what we've been seeing over the last 2 weeks is his resume.
Right.
Right. This is a testament to his leadership, his vision, his ability to identify incredible people, his ability to create long-term connections with those people. And so as we continue our What Works series, how many of you would like to hear from Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson, what works? If you want to hear that, put PDDG in the chat for me, please.
And let me tell you, Tigre, I'm not the easiest person to work with, so it takes a lot of patience.
Oh, we know.
I bet, he's been pulling his hair, all these 4 years.
I'm going to tell you, that's one of the marks of a champion, right? You have to be able to work with all different people. You have to lead different types of people. Your leadership can't be one size fits all. Right. And what I've come to appreciate and respect about PDDG is that he is a very versatile leader. He is a person who knows how to work with other people. And he's got he's a multifaceted personality that is what allows him to attract so many different types of people, and not just attract them, but keep them. So we're going to reach out to Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson, see if we can get him on the schedule for next week or the following, and have him share from his perspective and his experience what works. So get ready for that. That said, Pepe, thank you. Ivana, thank you. Black Diamond, Desi, Lipova, you never fail to deliver, and we love you for it.
Yep.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes. All right, it's time for our picture, and we're going to wrap this up. Everybody get ready. Ivana, you manifested this. Pepe, you manifested this. It's your picture. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. And that's a wrap. You go, girls. I love it. Marky Mark, my brother, love you, man. Take us out of here.
Love you, ambassadors.